Hi guys, Bomber here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna do a tournament guide. This time will be the hero DOGE Monteferro. So, to look at how to build a DOGE Monteferro tournament deck, we need to first look at his hero power. And his hero power reads +1 restock. So obviously with this hero power we will obviously have more cards to buy than any other heroes. So to buy more cards mean that we need to either have a very big economy or that those cards in the first place are very cheap. And it's actually pretty hard to grow your economy in that amount in a very slow time. Very little time, sorry. So actually, most of the times a DOGE Monteferro decks want to have a very low and cheap cost card, so that you can afford any card that you restock. So for example, since Matrix cards are very cheap and actually very cost effective, Matrix cards are definitely a must go for a DOGE Monteferro deck. In the particular, the cards that cost 0 gold, for example Deceit and Impersonate or Curry Favor, but obviously Curry Favor is not that good. So yeah, those cheap cards, like for example also Waylay, Mayhem, are definitely pretty strong. And then also, obviously, if you want to go towards more high-costed cards, and by high-costed cards I mean like even 3 gold, it's already pretty high on DOGE Monteferro, because you actually want to buy 2 cards every turn, at least, to actually get all the value and the benefit from his hero power. So if you have on average 3 cost cards, then you actually need to have an economy of 6 gold per turn to actually buy those 3 cost cards. You need anyway to have most of the time, so you either go full Matrix mode with 0 cost cards and a very cheap card, but that's actually not possible in most of the case. So instead you want to grab some economy tools, and in particular one of the best economy tools are for example usuries, and because you can restock much more time those cards. Or if you go for Magic Generation, then Tortoise is definitely a pretty nice card. Then you could try to go for a Vespitole cycling deck, and it's really nice to have always a Synod, which is obviously the hero power of DOGE Monteferro active, so that you can really increase your deck size considerably, and definitely in a Vespitole cycling strategy is pretty strong. But yeah, I feel like the best decks with the DOGE Monteferro are cheap cards, definitely Matrix cards, which are very cheap and cost effective, and economy generation, and that's it. So, in this pack, obviously we see that Impersonate is a very cheap card, and it synergizes pretty well with the hero power of DOGE Monteferro, so Impersonate seems to be the choice here. Then we have Tavern Wench, which is most of the times a pretty good card. If we manage to get a stratagem later on, it becomes really strong. Serpent Altar also, it's fine by itself if we get some attacks in the way, but probably I feel like Tavern Wench is more safe and synergizes with itself, while Serpent Altar needs us to attack, and we probably could not be sure of us getting attacks, so Tavern Wench is a bit of a safer choice. So then Scavengers and Ceremonial Dance, definitely pretty strong card, but I feel like Scavengers are a bit more board oriented and can help us grow our economy and board in general. Also we can cycle pretty well with DOGE Monteferro through our bank, and so cheap cards are better, and Scavengers is definitely cheaper than Ceremonial Dance, and so we probably want to go for it. Then we have Waylay, Brigand as well, and Surf and Court Intrigue. Definitely all of them are cheap cards, but probably Waylay is the best out of them, because since we have so many restocks, we are pretty sure to redraw through it pretty consistently, giving us a very good board control, and therefore a very great deck in general in the early stages. So then definitely we see Seduce, which is a really strong card. It generally shut down so many cards our opponent can throw at us, and so definitely Seduce seems to be the choice here. Then another time we see another Seduce, but we see a very stronger card than the Seduce, which is the Goat Poultice, which is definitely a very good card in tournament, as it is a win condition by itself and it synergizes with itself. Also, if we manage to get many copies of it, it definitely becomes stronger and stronger. And as DOGE Monteferro, since we have that cycling capability through our bank, we are pretty much more sure to redraw to it in our bank, and definitely Gold Poultice is definitely a very strong card in DOGE Monteferro. So, then we see Gold Panners, which is a very great way to build our economy early on, and also a very cheap card another time. But probably Lead the Charge also isn't that bad, because it gives us that 4 control and like a Waylay, for example, but it obviously cycles back to our deck. So yeah, probably it's another choice between Lead the Charge and Gold Panners, in my opinion. But yeah, probably since we have so many cheap cards, probably a Lead the Charge cannot harm us. Instead, Gold Panners, yeah, it's good, but sometimes it's clunky because it like slow downs our deck. Right now, we don't have cycling capabilities either, so probably Gold Panners doesn't weaken our deck too much. But probably we want to cycle back through some cards, like for example the Goat Poultice, so yeah, probably the Lead the Charge could help us in doing that. So then we see Merchant of Time, which is most of the time is a very strong card in combo with Tower Wench and the gods that will spawn from the Goat Poultice. Then Repopulate isn't also a bad choice, because if we manage to get so many Goat Poultices and goats, therefore the Repopulate is strong as a way to recover our board. So yeah, but probably Repopulate needs a synergy. Instead, Merchant of Time is most of the time is just good by itself, so probably here is Merchant of Time. So yeah, right now an easy pick, we already have the Goat Poultice. The Herd of Goat is a very good card by itself. It's just really 2 cost for 2 resources needed to our opponent to kill it, and 1 random resources every turn. It's definitely a very strong card. We also have the synergy with it, so yeah, for sure we want to go for the Herd of Goats. Then we see Usury, which is definitely a very strong card in DOGE Monteferro, as we can cycle through it most of the times. Also, Cross-Scroll of Petals isn't bad, but also isn't Seduce. Soldier is fine, but in DOGE Monteferro we actually want cheaper cards, and this is not that cheap. But yeah, probably I want to go more through Usury, since we have ways to answer what our opponent could throw at us, and in the late game Usury is so much stronger, so yeah, probably I want to go for that. So yeah, with that said, let's jump into some matches and see how it goes. So yeah, probably I don't mind him getting an impersonate from the Forgery. So yeah, and we also did steal the other Shireko, so that seems to be a good game already. So yeah, we can go for the Herd of Goats, no need to go for the Tavern Wench, as we don't have anything to steal, and also she would kill it pretty easily. So she does steal the other Shireko back, not a big deal though. So he goes for the kill, the Scavenger returns to the end, so that was pretty nice. We can try and steal the Assassin with the Tavern Wench. So let's see, we have 12, so playing the Usury will put that as 10, so yeah, we have economy for that. So yeah, let's steal the Assassin. Is it because our opponent quit by itself? So yeah, that's definitely pretty unlucky for us. let's retry, because I feel like this deck is pretty solid. Probably the Scavenger isn't the best card, as well as the Lead the Charge, but I feel like they are still solid, and so probably I don't want to redraw anything. So this is a loss, but not really, because we had that game. I don't know if our opponent did that on purpose to let us lose, but anyway, so I still consider it an 8-0 if we end up being one. So, we're up against another Monteferro Siani. He has a Seduce in his bank, so we probably don't want to go for the Herd of Goats. So instead we want to go for the Scavenger, which could give us the means to answer the Scavenger itself, but it won't. So probably right now I want to go for the Herd of Goats as well. So if he steals the Scavenger, the Herd of Goats could probably give us a Skull to kill it. Or if it was the other way around, we could have just waited some turns. So yeah, she does give us the Herd of Goats. It gives us an apple, which is the least useful, but that's fine. So yeah, 2 procs in a row from the Shrine of Rebirth. Definitely pretty lucky for our opponent, but not that big of an effect anyway. He does have another Shiriko, but not that we have something to steal or actually copy, so not that bad. We can try to kill the Scavenger. Let's see if it redraws it, obviously. So next turn probably I want to bait him to play a Mayhem, but I won't give him too much value, so probably I want to go for Waylay, because it's such an aggressive card, and then also Scavenger, to bait out his Mayhem, as I said, and also because I don't want to bump out of my bank the Merchant of Time. So let's see if he goes for a Mayhem. Probably not, because he played a Scavenger, or that was actually a misplay. Let's see. So he goes for a Misdirect. The Scavenger returns to the end, so that's definitely nice. So I usually want to replay that. I probably want to go for Usury into Merchant of Time. It's a bit early, but I do like the fact that we gain so much health back. So yeah, probably right now we want to go for another Merchant of Time, since I don't see any ways our opponent could kill us. And then we also are gonna build our board by going Scavengers and another Herd of Goats. Then also heal, because everything could happen. So yeah, right now he does have a pretty big Mayhem value, and then he can't kill us with a Mercenary, because he has only 3 food. So yeah, right now he could kill us if he had 7 gold, but he doesn't, so we are pretty safe still, but obviously pretty close. So right now you will be set back to negative gold for quite a while. So in the meantime you can seduce the Scavenger. There is no point in playing a user. Actually yes, because it will be put into negative anyway, since we have a Merchant of Time on. So yeah, let's go for an Usury, but probably not the second one, because let's see, next turn he will be at 8 if we give him, and then he will lose 6, so he will be at 3, and then yeah, he could go for a Mercenary, so no way. We should wait. So probably the lead of charge, the lead of charge obviously ignores intercept, so definitely we want to do that. And then might as well go for another Tavern Wench, since why not? So yeah, probably right now we can go for another Usury into a Merchant of Time, which will cost us only like 1 health. So yeah, that seems like a plan. We could also go for a Goat Poultice to gain some resources, and also Herd of Goats. Let's just heal, because obviously we don't want to risk it. Then Goat Poultice obviously is nice. And yeah, let's just heal back a bit. So yeah, we are pretty much safer. Next turn he couldn't go for anything, so yeah, let's just wait. So yeah, let's go for another Herd of Goats. So yeah, we are pretty close to lethal. Actually, let's see if we delete the charge. We are that close. Let's see with the Scavenger. So we are at 18, he is at 17, so yeah, that's GG. So in this match we are up against a Lucca, so definitely a pretty interesting matchup. We obviously want to go for an usury, and also we don't want him to steal our coin, but also don't want to give him too much value, actually losing our own value by not playing the coin. So we actually play it and go for the goat poultice to set up the Herd of Goats next turn and to have one goat poultice into our deck, which is obviously nice. Since he doesn't have ways to build his board, which is mainly the only issue and weakness of usury, we can safely go for as much as we want. So yeah, that seems like a plan. Let's see if he burglaries our goat poultice. He obviously does. So yeah, that was well played by him. So let's go for an usury and probably an Herd of Goats, so that we bait him the 2 skulls and don't give it too much value with... No, we will give too much value with the corruption. So probably let's wait on that and instead go for another goat poultice. Also, it's pretty crucial with against Lucca to not actually let him steal your resources. So if possible, going in at 0 resources, it's preferable. So yeah, some crazy luck with the Shrine of Rebirth, as always, because whenever I face an opponent, it goes pretty nuts on the proc activations. So right now I feel like it's a misplay, because he should have attacked with the skull, so he had a chance to redraw the corruption. But yeah, it's fine. So let's obviously play first the 2 Herd of Goats, and then play the goat poultice. So it uses as food, which is useless. Let's attack with the skull, since I don't want him to steal that skull. So yeah, right now with 3 usuries on, that seems to be a good game. But obviously let's not call it out too early. So yeah, let's go for Herd of Ghosts into Goat Poses, which will redraw as pretty good cards. So yeah, right now there is no way to avoid him stealing resources, but not that I mind giving him a gold with the 3 usuries on play. Right now the only chance of him winning that I see is him proccing so many times the Shrine of Rebirth, like right now, and another time. So yeah, that's so fun to play against. 3 procs in a row, that was, because he also did proc the prayer, I guess. So then let's impersonate. Obviously some luck for us too, we do steal that bribery. So we probably can go for the lead the charge to kill some of his stuff. Then go for a Merchant of Time, I guess. Probably not. Let's just build our board even more. And then some time later we can go for the Merchant of Time, when we actually are really close to killing him. So yeah, let's go for Herd of Ghosts, and probably I don't want him to... I don't want to play another Herd of Goats. Probably let's just keep the bribery, because why not, and then just use our resources so that he can't steal them. So yeah, at this point with that many Herd of Goats, that seems to be a good game. We also drew another Herd of Goats. We did bumped out of the deck the bank, the Merchant of Time, but not that it is needed at this point. So yeah, let's just use our resources. And at this point it's just a matter of time until our opponent loses or concedes. Probably right now. So So now he wants to play it out, so probably feels like he could still win. But yeah, that's GG. So, this time we're up another time against Monteferro. We see that he has Ransack and Sabotage, which are definitely pretty strong card in Monteferro. We probably want to start with Herd of Goats, and let's just hope that the Ransack doesn't steal our Goat Poultice. Okay, we were lucky in some sense. So we can go for Herd of Goats, and yeah, I don't mind him sabotaging me. What I don't want him to do is the Ransack the Goat Poultice. And obviously he did ransack everything, of course. So then I want to wait and impersonate back my Goat Poultice, and obviously then not play it. So let's see if he does ransack an Herd of Goats. Not, so we are lucky this time. Let's just heal the Herd of Goats and go for the usury. Probably at this point I don't know if impersonating and trying to catch the Herd of Goats is needed. Probably yeah, and obviously we missed it, but that's fine. We can seduce it, so yeah, that would also work. But I would prefer to seduce the Goat Outrider. He obviously doesn't play it, so yeah, let's just still seduce the Herd of Goats. It's still a pretty good value. So he doesn't play anything. I don't know if that's the right move. So let's just continue building our board of goats. And yeah, probably let's also go for a lead the charge. Let's see if he ransacks something useful. Obviously the lead the charge, but I prefer that and not the Goat Poultice, which we still have. Luckily enough. So let's see if we can steal one of his Rite of Brood. And probably let's just play them, because I don't mind him getting it back. So probably, since we have right on, let's just play also the Waylay. And yeah, probably nothing else, since I want to keep those cards. So yeah, let's continue spamming our Herd of Goats. Let's also play a Waylay and a Scavenger, since we are at it. So we are at 8, we are 6 out of lethal, actually 4, because we can play a Seduce. You also have a Merchant of Time, which is huge at this point. So yeah, we are at 8. Probably let's play the Merchant of Time, because yeah, we could find lethal with the Waylay, and we did. So yeah, that's GG. So, this time around we are up against Madame Aline. I do feel like Madame Aline is pretty weak at this point, but if there is someone courageous enough to play her, obviously do that. So yeah, probably let's play the coin. Actually, yeah, bad start for her, I guess, but now it becomes a very good start, because she did steal our Goat Poultice. Let's see if we can recover from that situation, and she plays the Goat Poultice. I don't know if that's the right move. So yeah, she does have a Song of Spring, which is definitely pretty strong. Let's see, probably let's go huge on usuries, and also let's steal his Herd of Goats. So yeah, let's see if we can steal the Song of Spring. So yeah, definitely pretty lucky for us. I don't like winning this way, but I guess it's the nature of RNG in this game. If that feels good for any part, because for me it doesn't feel good. Probably for my opponent either, because if he feels good being stolen 1 out of 4 cards. I don't know if that's a great feeling. Definitely it is not for me, so probably no one enjoyed that situation. So let's just kill the bureaucrat. So yeah, we are losing 1 resource, not that it's a big deal. So you probably want to still wait a turn on the Song of Spring, and then next turn go for Song of Spring into the Merchant of Time, and probably that's gonna be a good game. So yeah, pretty close to lethal. Let's just heal. Actually, I don't want to play another Merchant of Time, since I will not gain an extra turn, since I already did. But probably next turn I will, obviously. So yeah, also it's a really good game, so it's already lethal. Good game. So this time we're up against Tazin, and we also do see the surname, which is Beck. I don't know if that was already here. So let's start with a scavenger, and also let's impersonate, since that's a free value. Also let's go for an Herd of Goats, since we can. So the Will Warden is definitely a very good target for a seduce, so probably you want to search for it. So let's also go with a usury, since it's our main economy tool, and as well as a scavenger, since it's a great way to build our board. We do get the seduce, so let's see if we are lucky enough to get the Veil Warden. Actually, even the Herd of Goats isn't bad, so yeah, we did get the Herd of Goats, it's fine, really. So yeah, I don't see any aggressive moves coming. Right now we did restock the Underworld Barge, but it's the first, we see. So yeah, we are restocking a bunch of gold poultices, and at this point it's probably a good game, so let's see if we can withdraw to the good poultice again. We don't, but it's fine, really. We are so much ahead. So yeah, let's continue playing our gold poultices. We are already pretty close to lethal. Let's kill the Underworld Barge. And let's see if we can then steal it from his hand with the impersonate. So yeah, another time a gold poultice at this point is really impossible for our opponent to recover. But anyway, he wants to try and do that, so let's see. He's lucky enough. So yeah, another time gold poultice. Yeah, I guess it should be lethal. We are at what is that? 37 minus 15, actually 14 plus 23, that's 37. So yeah, we are perfect lethal. Yeah, so yeah, let's just try. And yeah, perfect lethal. Good game. By the way, in the zone into a tournament, definitely nice. So we are up against a Baroness Anibaldo. So let's see. We probably want to go for a scavenger. Then she could steal it, but then we have a waylay to answer it. Since the impersonate will be bumped out of the deck of the bank anyway, let's just play it. It's just a free value if it will be bumped out of the bank anyway. In some scenarios you don't want to play free cards, because still if it restocks away, then you are you have less chances of it to redraw it, and probably in some occasions you want to do that, but that was not the case. So yeah, let's just play a waylay, since another time free value. So the combo Tavern Wench into Merchant of Time is definitely pretty good if he wants to go for a Tavern Wench of his own or a Goat Outrider. So the Tavern Wench, we can kill it safely. Then we probably want to go for the Scavenger and the Goat Poultice into Herd of Goats. Then we finally restock an Usury, which is our main economy tool. So he does go for the seduce, but I don't mind him getting a goat. So we do redraw the scavenger. Yeah, probably let's just keep the magic. Next turn we can try and seduce the Goat Outrider. Or actually wait and go for another usury and try to win this game on the long run with value generated from other cards. Actually, let's try to seduce it right now because I don't want the Merchant of Time to be bumped out of the deck, the bank. Let's see if the Condottiere dies. Actually is destroyed, so yeah, that's really good for us. Let's go for another usury, I guess. This will be your last Goat Outrider. Make good use of her, him, it. How should I refer to a Goat Outrider? So yeah, let's see. One scavenger returns to the hand. So now we can just continue going crazy on usuries. And then next turn we are gonna start our Goat Poultice engine after the seduce is played or he goes into negatives. So yeah, it did play the seduce, and now we can go just crazy on stuff. Actually, let's just try and... I think that this goat is of our own. I don't remember, but let's just try. So yeah, it was not, or actually we didn't see that. So let's go for a Merchant of Time. Let's just continue spamming usuries and stuff. Right, let's just go for another Merchant of Time, and I know that I have already one activated, but that is for the next turn. So I don't see for him ways to kill us. Probably the only one is to get a magic out of and then activate the Engraved Urn. So probably just to be safe. Actually, he did gain a magic, that was interesting. Just to be sure, we did heal, and so yeah, we should be out of reach. But still pretty close, so we need to watch out for the Engraved Urn. But if we manage to survive these turns, then that's probably a good game. So that's 4. So yeah, that's a good game. That was really bad luck for us. Probably a bit of a misplay, since I shouldn't have healed, but then he could have gained it from the random coin. But yeah, still, that hurts. So, we are up against another time Amadei Malin. We do see the Underworld Barge and the Goat of Rider, the Earl of Goats, sorry. So we want to seduce the Underworld Barge, either through the Tavern Wench or the seduce itself. So probably we want to have ways to kill the Earl of Goats if he tries to go for that. Or actually, since we did restock both of them, we can go for Seduce and then Tavern Wench, and that is probably a good game. So since he did not went for the Head of Ghosts, we can safely go for the Tavern Wench. Also, I don't want to lose cards, and so let's just play the Waylay. And so yeah, that should be a good game already. Yeah. We just snowballed it out of control really quickly. So yeah, we do get a bunch of food, which is not that great. So he goes for a tribute, so he tries to go for not an ally-based strategy, as obviously we do counter that. So let's just kill the whaling. And also the underworld barge. And not the conjured warrior, since we don't have resources for that. Next turn we can go for another usury, and then wait for the Tavern Wench into a Merchant of Time combo. So yeah, that seems like a plan. I don't know if I want to kill the Conjured the warrior. Probably yeah. So yeah, right now we want to go for Tavern Wench into Merchant of Time to steal the Herd of Goats. So let's play the Goat Poultice, obviously, and as well as the another Herd of Goats. So yeah, that should be a good game. Let's just play first the Waylay, then Goat Poultice. Let's see if we redraw the Goat Poultice. We don't. Let's go for another Herd of Goats. Let's just heal, since we don't have better uses for food. So yeah, next turn we can go really crazy with Merchant of Times into Tavern Wench and Seduce, and that should be a good game. Let's see if our opponent does figure it out. So yeah, pretty slow play by him, but still that will not change the outcome of the battle. So yeah, we did have a lethal probably. No, not yet, but right now obviously we do. So yeah, good game. So, that's it for this video. Hope you liked it and find it useful. Be sure to leave down below a comment to let me know what you want to see in the next videos. And as always, see ya.